Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with the before video for my next area of organization, and that is my albums. And what I'm showing you here is something that I'm going to put in the description. It's a list of the album categories that I have, and I'll kind of explain in my description box my logic and reasoning behind having these categories and kind of what's in them, and how I hope to establish at least the beginning and the structure for providing easier access to just that cute layout I did about Allie, 4 years ago. So this is kind of my guideline, the list that I'm going to live by, and I'll explain more about that to you in the description box. So now I'm going to move over to the biggest problem at hand, and that is this pile of layouts on the chair and on the floor. And you've seen these before if you watch the other organization videos, but what you don't know is that I actually picked all of them up so that I could clean and move a couple things that were back in this corner here. And I intended to do something with them, but I stopped myself and said, nope, I haven't gotten to that section in the organization series yet. So I put them all back down on the floor, probably not in as good an order as they were in, so I may have some sorting to do, but that's okay. That's easy enough to do. Then those are all in page protectors. The ones that I've done and actually reviewed in my weekly layout shares, but that have not been put in page protectors, are in this stack right here. And those are my 6 brand new albums, all of which have some page protectors in them. And I'm sure I'll use those up quickly. I'm going to have to order. I know I said I wasn't spending any money on this exercise, but page protectors have to kind of be an exception, because as long as I'm creating, I need page protectors to protect my creations. This stack of layouts here that you may have seen is the stack that has not, these are the ones I've made since my last layout share, and those will go in page protectors as soon as I've shared them on my Freeze Friday video. So I think I don't have, well, there's one other area that kind of has to do with albums. That basket that you're seeing right there is filled with odd, some homemade albums made with cereal boxes, cereal boxes, and some other albums. There's Katie's baby album. It's like first 2 years of her life. One of the very first scrapbook albums I ever made. In fact, I guess it is the first scrapbook album I ever made, with using kind of modern scrapbooking techniques, using some techniques I learned in magazines. The other book is a spiral bound book that I did for about her trip to Europe in 2015. So nothing else in this. So I guess as part of the project, I'm going to try to find a different place to put those so that they're out. This area right here is an area it's right across from the kitchen. That being the kitchen. Don't look too closely. And I'm gonna sit down on the floor. These are the albums, the latest albums, the current albums that have room in them in those categories. Let's pick a category like Miscellaneous Ava, which are pictures of, or pages about Ava using photos that were not taken in 2020, but were scrapped in 2020 or whenever. The 2020 album has all the photos that I scrapped in 2020 and the photos were taken in 2020. So it's a story of 2020. The miscellaneous ones are just, I went back and found a cute picture that I hadn't scrapped or that was only in my Project Life book, and I decided to scrap it. And I have a lot of those. So I'll have the miscellaneous Ava album that has room in it here, and the other 9 albums that are full or somewhere else, and I don't have them numbered, and I really don't know what's in them, so I have 10 albums to look through to find pages about Ava. I'm going to move all these cloth boxes elsewhere, and this series of boxes here are hard copy photos in larger sizes than would fit in my shoe boxes, so they kind of need to go someplace else too, and this will eventually all get filled up with albums. And then we move on. These 8 albums that you see in the paper stacks are trip albums. The first 7, let's see if I can hold that so it's not quite so disturbing. The first 7 are called Oh the Places, and those are just miscellaneous trips. The last one is called Bali High, and it is our South Pacific cruise. Over here I've got miscellaneous albums, most of which are albums that I'm kind of finished with, and I'll explain that in some detail in the after. But I'm going to take inventory of all of these drawers and storage areas here, and this is going to look a lot neater, and things are going to be arranged so that I can find them. I also have albums in this Kallax unit. Again, I'm going to take those cloth boxes out. And the last area that I have albums in is this colossal mess in what was my husband's workshop, and I've kind of taken it over. So all those cloth boxes I'm moving into here, and the albums will go in the other areas. So I've got, the project includes getting the pages into page protectors and into albums, getting the albums organized, labeled and organized and numbered, and then beginning a project that will probably take me years of creating an index by putting the number of the album on into the metadata of the album photo. So big project to do. I'll see you on Saturday with some updates on the progress. I honestly don't know that I'll get this finished. Certainly know that I won't get the indexing finished, but we'll see how well I do on the rest of it. So thanks for watching. I can't say, well, yes, I'm looking forward to this because it's long overdue, but I can't say that I actually know exactly what work I'm going to have cut out for me. So again, see you next week. See you Saturday. Bye.